We've all got our preferences.
Okay, stream should be perfect now.
All right, I get it. Sometimes you just want to explore and bathe in nature. That's right. Everything you do counts. Getting those stars means more rad to be had, and the Republic will abide. There's always something awesome to do as you reach new milestones and unlock more challenges. It's the Red Bull Joyride, people. It's infamous. It's spectacular. It's the biggest stop biking. And guess what? Your friends. There is so much more. More stunts. More sports. More events. Just more, okay? And a natural outdoor playground for you and your friends to enjoy, any way that you want. When we say fun with everyone, we mean it. Look at all these riders. Does this speak to you? Then don't miss out on mass races. Woo!
Okay, low latency now. It's finally fixed. All I have to do is restart my app, Streamlabs, and delete all the cache and re-log in. Apparently there was an issue. But I'm just watching myself and I'm able to see from watching on Twitch that my stream is perfect now.
See you soon.
Stream's working again. It's a bit delayed, a small split second, but it's working. Fucking hell.
Don't keep the mountains waiting. Riders Republic is coming September 2nd, and you can pre-order now and claim your right to rip.
I don't know what was going on, but apparently
so
my
we've seen some of our favorite
was,
Rainbow Six
my
operators
performance
battling
was very
alien
low. It
parasites.
was on red,
but how's their
meaning
day
that
job
it wasn't
going?
streaming
You know,
properly.
ever since Crimson Heist, we're still trying to clear all those pesky
So
Flores drones off the
firstly,
maps.
the first game that we
Year
saw
6 is off to a blazing
wasn't
start,
interesting.
with Siege passing 200,000 concurrent players a few weeks ago. If you haven't joined in yet, 2021 is the perfect time to drop in.
How is this still Ubisoft? It just seems boring so far. All I've seen is Rainbow Six Siege, things that are like current games, one new thing so far. Hasn't been interesting, so you haven't missed much.
6 years into
right now,
our
you haven't
journey
missed
with
much.
Siege, we are humble and
Now you
grateful
can
for
see
the
it.
enthusiastic community that has supported
Oh good,
this
you
growth.
can hear me too,
So
can't
today is all about sharing
Yeah,
quality
now you
of
should be
life
able to hear
developments
me.
that will dramatically improve player experience.
Got it.
With the community growing every day,
Let's
we've been
just
hard at
double
work
check.
finding ways to improve your ability to
Whoever's
play with your
watching,
friends
can you hear me
and
now?
meet new
Is my
players.
voice coming through? Is
On June
the
30th,
chat
we are
perfectly
unifying our
fine?
PC and cloud-based
Let me
platforms
know.
with crossplay and cross-progression.
Because there was issues.
That means that
already.
any player on Amazon Luna,
Hate
Stadia, or PC will be able to queue into games together while having a unified account progression.
Okay, so far I'm
And for
bored
console
with
players,
this entire
in early
thing. There's nothing
2022,
interesting in
crossplay will
Ubisoft
be
so
available
far.
between PlayStation and Xbox platform, and the cross-progression will be available between all platforms. For these
Okay, I put
updates,
even
we
louder.
needed a
Is that
bit more
better?
time in
Must be
order to
super
prepare
loud
and make
now.
sure they have a smooth
I
launch.
turn it lower so you
Bringing
can't hear
these
me
player
just as
bases
much as
together
the
benefits
guy
everyone.
behind because
It
he's
will
talking a
finally
lot.
allow you to play with your friends across different platforms. It also means that your progression will now follow you, anytime and anywhere you play.
We know crossplay is a feature a lot of you has been anticipating, and we are thrilled to see the enthusiasm its announcement has inspired. From your amazing fan art to the awesome cosplays, the Rainbow Six community is the lifeblood that keeps this game moving forward.
We cannot thank you enough for your support. It is because of you that Siege keeps evolving and growing.
To wrap up, here's a brand new animated trailer starring Thunderbird, the new Defender joining Team Rainbow. Check this out.
So far they've just shown us DLC, basically.
Ready?
6 years ago, I met a pilot. She saved my life.
And this looks like Apex Legends now.
Damn.
It's funny how they can tell some great stories within little cutscenes, but in the actual game, it's just click and shoot. That's it. Point and shoot. There's nothing to it. There's no story fully. It's just gets pointless after a while.
Bravery.
Shoots you.
Listen, I need to get this bird in the air. You try to get some rest.
You're the boss. What's happening?
Shh. Wait, that's it? What happened next?
Why don't you ask her yourself?
Again, great story.
New projects aren't the only things to be excited about this year. Take a look at the incredible updates coming to our live games in 2021.
Live games coming to 2021. They've basically given us all the games and other games. I mean, during the whole year they've been giving us teasers of their games and stuff already. Ubisoft doesn't have nothing new to showcase. E3 is going to be something where you show us something that's new, uniquely brilliant. That's all about Nintendo. Nintendo hits hard. When they bring their E3, they bring it proper. Like there's games, there's gameplay with some of the games usually. Then there's the Treehouse, which is amazing. I love the Treehouse as well. Watching the gameplay footage afterwards. But come on, it's just DLC. DLC for a ready game, and especially with this game, it's free, but the DLC is extremely expensive for this game alone. Brawlhalla's always been like one of those weird games. The Crew 2 though, that's a good game. I actually enjoy this game. I like racing games, I love this game. I always found this game to be... Okay, now it's the Bloodline, the DLC for Watch Dogs. So far we know about this, which is the DLC coming. They showed it before the actual event started. They showed this actually before the event, which is stupid. Return to Watch. Who wants to return to that game? It was boring after a while. I think Watch Dogs 2 was better than the third one. Even the map was bigger.
From the release of the Ghost experience to the latest teammate update, Ghost Recon Breakpoint keeps evolving thanks to your feedback. But that's not all. As 2021 marks the 20th anniversary of the Ghost Recon franchise, we are happy to announce that there are still many more surprises to come.
Really, the only surprise I'd love to see is a Splinter Cell game by Ubisoft again. They haven't done a Splinter Cell game in forever, and Splinter Cell was a very good game.
Just Dance has always been about connecting with friends and family. When you're in good company, there are no bad dancers. So move the coffee table, alert the local homeowners association, and let's get loud.
Okay, I'll be back in a second, but it's still going to keep streaming, but my mic is going to be off basically.
Hello, Hello, my name is Todd Call, and I'm a singer, dancer, actor, director, and choreographer. I am
Cool
super
hair.
excited
Like
to
his
announce
hair.
that my song Nails, Hair, Hips, Heels is going to be a part of Just Dance 2022.
Face, eyes, thin waist, thick thighs, you, me, you, wish, new phone, who, this.
But that's not all. Oh no, for the first time ever, the Just Dance team and I are collaborating to give you an exclusive version of my song for Just Dance 2022.
Girl, I don't dance, I work. I don't play, I slay. I don't walk, I strut, 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 and then sashay.
To me, Just Dance allows people to express themselves
It's a really
through
cool
dance
song, actually.
and to celebrate who they
It'd be
are
cool
and
to
their
see
individuality in such a fun
someone
way.
like I
Just
know
Dance
Tate
has
to be on
transformed
here. It'd be
millions
kinda
of
cool.
lives, and I hope that this song brings you all so much joy, whether you're dancing alone or with a group, to work out, or just to have fun. It's going to be a great time, and I can assure you, you will not just play, you will absolutely slay. The new lyrics were handcrafted specifically for Just Dance, and let me tell you something, they're full of sass because, you know, they were written by yours truly, but I guarantee they are going to give people so much confidence. That's the reason why I wrote Nails, Hair, Hips, Heels, and now it's been Just Danceified. I don't think they're ready for this jelly. I hope you all have just as much fun dancing to this track as I had making it. Oh, and one last thing. You will have the opportunity to be a part of the making of my new video, which will be released alongside the new Just Dance track. For more information on how to participate, darling, just check the link below. We got you. I cannot wait to see you all living your best life and being the most fabulous you have ever been. I will see you all in Just Dance 2022.
Girl, I don't dance, I work. I don't play, I slay. I don't walk, I strut, 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 and then sashay. But I don't work for free. That's not the tea, hunty. So make it rain on me, and I might let you see. Okay, dolls, y'all know what time it is. Come on, everybody on the floor. I want to see you work. Come on, nails, hair, hair. That's all.
It's time to get our Viking on. It was a big year for the new chief of the Raven Clan, but your journey with Eivor is far from over.
In November 2020, we released Assassin's Creed Valhalla. To our delight, it was the biggest launch for any Assassin's Creed game to date, and we have you to thank for that. Becoming Eivor, a Viking leader going on a quest to fight for a new home, is an adventure that resonated closely with many of you. I certainly had fun exploring England with Eivor and stumbling across unique world events that left me with memorable side stories.
Thank you, Eivor.
We're amazed to see how you dedicated yourselves to the Viking lifestyle. You've led more than 300 million raids in total, and built more than 100 million buildings in your settlements. Congrats. Eivor still has a long journey ahead, and we've been continuing to offer free updates for all players to enjoy post-launch. These updates include time-limited festivals, new quests, and even whole new game modes, such as the River Raids update and the Mastery Challenge. We add in community-requested tweaks and features too. For instance, we'll be adding one-handed swords in the coming weeks.
Oh yeah, there is an
The
update,
team
just
is
so you
also
know.
working hard
I heard
at
that
tackling
Ubisoft is
issues
not
and
going to make
improving
games
the game
anymore. They're going to go
experience
to their
for everyone.
free-to-play kind of
We've been
games,
tracking
and
various known issues on our forums,
they will
and
still
also
make
shared our
games, but it won't be as
complex
frequent as
bug-fixing
we would
process
see
in a
other
recent
companies
devlog.
making games.
We
They'll just be
love
doing
seeing your
free-to-play
continual
because it's
feedback,
where the
and we
money is
thank
at,
you for your
basically, what I
patience
heard from
and
them.
support for the game.
But majority
On
of what
top
they're
of
doing
regular
now is
free
just
updates,
DLC
we're also
updates. That's
building
about
on
it for
Eivor's
most of the
story
games, so
and
they've
the
really
world
got.
of Assassin's Creed Valhalla through game expansions. Wrath of the Druids
Game
released a few
I don't want
weeks
game
ago,
expansions for
allowing
games.
players to explore
And I think
Ireland and battle a
Assassin's Creed
mysterious
Valhalla,
cult,
though I like the
the
setting
Children
of what it
Daniel.
is, I dislike how the world is too big. Like, it's just like a lot of empty space.
In our second
No one
upcoming
wants that. Like,
expansion,
literally, the
you'll
original
get to relive the
Assassin's
Siege of
Creed was big,
Paris,
but you had
the most
every
ambitious
single
battle
piece
in
of
Viking
land
history,
and everything
taking
you
place
did
in
just
war-torn
felt very
Francia.
compact and
You'll
felt
have to
very,
do everything
you know,
in
it
your
just felt
power
better.
to uncover
But when you have a
enemy
map that's
secrets
too open,
and
just
form
loads of
strategic
fields
alliances in
with a
order
few
to
little
safeguard
buildings here and there,
your
it just gets a bit.
clan's future. Players may be excited to learn that black box infiltration missions are returning. This means you're given a goal for a mission, but how you'll achieve it is up to you. Expect new abilities, weapons, gear, and of course, new enemies. Watch out for the Siege of Paris coming this summer. Assassin's Creed has long focused on the exploration of history, and we are happy to announce that the new Discovery Tour will be released this fall. It will be free to all who own Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Explore the world and take a deeper dive into the history of the Viking Age. The team has crafted a new experience where you'll get to play as people during the time of Vikings and follow them in their endeavors, big and small, while collecting exclusive rewards. Whether you're an Assassin's Creed fan with a heart for history or a student looking to supplement
I liked
your
Assassin's
knowledge,
Creed, but
the
after
Discovery
the
Tour Viking
fourth
Age
or
will have
fifth
you
one,
covered.
it just got too much.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla doesn't stop here. For the first time on an Assassin's
Oh,
Creed
Odyssey
title,
was
we'll
interesting
be
because it was
supporting the
Greek,
game
so it
well
kind of
into
fit
its
into the
second year.
Rome
While this
aspect. I
year
like
will
the
be a
Greek
very active year
mythology,
for the
but
game,
I
we're
never
already
liked the
working on
Valhalla
more
kind of
expansions
the
for next year.
Vikings mythology. Never
Something
liked
tells
them.
me that
Norse
Eivor
mythology,
is
all that
not
kind of
done
stuff
with
just doesn't
owning
interest
yet.
me. Like Greek, Japanese, things like that. That interests me. But Norse mythology, it just never interests me as much. More DLC, how lovely. Instead of updating their other games, they update only about 2 or 3 of
So
them.
you've seen some great games from us, but we also have news about the movies and TV series we've been working on.
Oh my god,
Our
movies and
Ubisoft Film and
TV
Television
already.
team has some exclusive content to share. Up first is Mythic Quest, the workplace comedy set in a game development studio that's streaming on Apple TV+.
Oh, this one's actually
If you
interesting.
haven't watched the
Yeah,
second
this one's
season yet,
interesting.
here's a look at what you've been missing before the
Damn,
upcoming season
I
finale.
need to watch it. I think it's the one with the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
This is an involuntary reaction to
being inspired.
I was
Yep,
emotionally
yep, I knew it.
manipulated.
What's the difference? That's it. Except make it about me and not the world.
I feel really seen and heard.
I don't want to see you or hear you.
She played us to get what she wanted.
She inspired us.
She emotionally manipulated us.
What's the difference?
Up next is an exclusive look at a new trailer for our feature-length movie, Werewolves Within. It's a whodunit with teeth that'll be coming to theaters June 25th and on demand July 2nd.
Hello, everyone. I am Josh Rubin, the director of Werewolves Within.
And I'm Sam Richardson, the star of Werewolves Within.
Werewolves Within was based off a Ubisoft game, and we're so excited to bring you
Really?
an exclusive look just for you.
Check it out. Dr. Ellis?
I told you, she's probably tanked.
Touch this door again, I'll shoot. Again.
Dr. Ellis? Hey, knock this damn lock, please. We need answers.
It didn't disappear.
What did you say? Shh. What?
It's not Emerson Flint. It's one of you.
What the hell was that supposed to mean? Okay, well, what did her eyeball say? Look, we don't understand. Could you just please come out?
I'm afraid I can't do that, Ranger Wheeler. You could be one of them.
What is it? One of what?
A lycanthrope.
A what?
A werewolf.
The roads are effed. Something's wrong with the generator. Also, there's a dead body under your porch.
Okay, so it's based on a video game, and why are you showing this? This should be something that...
Curiosity,
This is
who is
E3, this
packing?
is not... Oh my god.
We're having a good old-fashioned sleepover.
I don't understand.
Guns.
This is meant to be
With guns,
E3.
yes.
So far, E3 from Ubisoft has been
Everybody's going
very uneventful. DLC, TV shows, movies, but no new games, no new anything, no details. I bet they're waiting for the end of the show to be like, here's the new game. Apparently there was a leak for a game for Nintendo Switch. Not going to say it until it comes on, but
Follow
I can't
Mythic
believe
Quest
they
on
leaked
Apple
it,
TV
like
Plus.
Nintendo leaked
and
it
be
already.
sure to catch Werewolves Within this summer, in theaters or on your on-demand platforms.
No hero story is complete without a great rival to match them. After all, even the most vile tyrant is a star of their own narrative.
When it comes to memorable villains, no one does it better than Far Cry.
Oh yeah, Far Cry. That one's interesting. Really know about Far Cry though. We know all the details of Far Cry.
Please, we have to get on that
Can't
boat.
wait for the new Far Cry.
What the hell I'm gonna do with baseball cards? Do you have any idea what these are worth? Let us through.
Marco, always making new friends.
Danny, you're late. Where's Alejo?
He gave up his ticket for his family.
Bullshit.
So this game's
Alejo's not
gonna be
going
interesting.
anywhere anymore. Come on, Marco. Let them on.
Vamos.
Good man.
Get out of boxing now.
Gracias.
Don't worry about it, chamaco.
Here. It's all I've got.
This isn't right, Danny. We should be fighting, not running to the Yankees.
Alejo gave you a fucking gift, Lira. We survive. Same as the orphanage, same as the academy.
Please, no, this is a fishing boat. Yuvio, no. This guy makes the perfect
He
villain.
was El Presidente. Mi papa loved to fish. We would go out on a boat, just like this. And we would catch the fish, and then release them. He would say, it's not always about your stomach, mijo. It's about the challenge. Except when he caught a big, fat, juicy marlin, he was too proud to let that fish go.
See, Tirano! You have poisoned Yana! You have poisoned your sword!
I've caught a very big fish today. Haven't I, Diego? Diego!
No way.
I have caught you, mijo. Now it's time to bring you home.
I don't want this anymore, Papa.
We have no choice.
Let them go. They can work. Make Viviro.
Truth or lies?
Truth.
They could be good workers. They could help rebuild paradise. But if you wanted them to live, you would have never set foot on his fucking boat. 13 years old. And Diego has such compassion for his people. These fish, we will catch and release.
Damn. What a great dictator. And they say this game wasn't political to what's happening in Colombia right now, when it is so much so what's happening in Colombia. Whenever a game studio...
Seen another disturbing lesson from Anton Castillo, passed down to his son Diego as he grooms him to become the future ruler of Yara. The most important part of crafting a Far Cry villain isn't the fact that they're evil or shocking. It's that there's someone that could sit across from you at the dinner table and charm you into thinking that everything they believe, no matter how twisted or horrifying, could be absolutely true. That's the secret to Anton's power, and we couldn't be prouder to have him join the Far Cry family. Now, when creating Anton, we had quite a lot to live up to. Because when you think Far Cry, you think about its rich legacy of villains. Which makes today a very special day for Far Cry fans. Not only did we get to see into the mind of Anton Castillo, we finally get to unveil some of our post-launch plans. Our dream was to honor the Far Cry villains' tradition and introduce a brand new experience. It is time to see the other side. Go further down the rabbit hole, and it's up to you to find a way out.
Yeah, as I was saying, it's interesting that when a studio company comes out and say the game is not politically for that what's happening in the world, basically it hasn't, the politics of the world, it doesn't influence the game. They're just lying to kind of keep their backs like afloat in water, basically. But basically this game,
peekaboo, motherfucker. Where the fuck am I?
okay, this looks interesting.
I too am a king who isn't afraid to slaughter to get what he wants. In my way.
Is this a test?
Playing the villain, now that's an interesting kind of thing.
An opportunity.
Wouldn't it be cool to have a game where you're the villain and you're just going around rampaging? There's not many games where you get to see it through the villain's eyes. It's always the good guy versus the evil guy. You always have to fight the evil one, and it's always the same kind of conclusion depending on the game. Some games give you different endings, but most games are very linear in the sense. But I like that. I like that. Oh my god, no, not the you remember Far Cry 3 had a little retro 80s theme. Yep, I knew it. Blood Dragon. I've played Blood Dragon. I've got Blood Dragon actually. The fact that they're including it with Far Cry 6 is hilarious.
We're so excited
most
for you
people
all to check out this
probably
next game.
have Far Cry 3 Bloodhound by now.
To get my hands on this one.
Free as well. It was given free like a few years ago. If you got it at the time, that is. If you didn't, you can get it cheap. So it's weird. This is the game. This is the game. This is the game. The one that was leaked. I'm actually excited for this game because I played the first one and it was one of the most greatest games. The music, the soundtrack, everything was pure beautiful, like bliss. It was just amazing. We had the musician from Banjo-Kazooie come and do the music, which is really incredible. The second one. Apparently this one feels more like Galaxy, which I saw people were talking about how it looks a lot like Galaxy. You know, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Fucking hell. First one was amazing. This gives me so many different vibes from different games. It's not just one game. It gives me Jet Force Gemini theme kind of feel to it. Mario. What else? course, a Mario game, but I'm saying just give me other game. Oh yeah, Star Fox. That's it, Star Fox. So in the first one, the guns were basically in their arms, and it was like cannons. Now Mario's got 2 instead of just 1. Kind of interesting. But bombs? Hopefully there's Goombas in this one as well. I'd love to see some Goombas and some stuff like that. I like Luigi's got a new gun, because in the original all of them had basically all the guns were the same. This one, they all have different weapons. So Luigi's got a bow and arrow, Mario's got 2 guns, Peach has got I don't know what the fuck Peach has got, sorry, but it's like a little shooting thing. That one was an interesting game to see. See, now that was a great way to hit off.
The whole team is super proud of this new game, and
Of course
I
they
can't
are.
wait for
Miyamoto
you
was
to
so
experience it.
loved the first one that he literally stood up
It's
and
fair
was
to
saying
say
how
that we
much
did
he
something
loved
quite
it
surprising
and
with the
made
concept
the
of
actual
Mario
director
plus
of his
Rabbids
game
Kingdom Battle.
cry
And
because
for
he
this
was
project,
literally
we didn't want to stop
his
there.
dream was to have Miyamoto to acknowledge him in a way, and this guy literally was
Hi everyone,
in tears.
Mario and the Rabbids are back, and I'm so excited to be back as well today to unveil our new project, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. We are diving back into this unique crossover with even bigger ambition, expanding our universe on a major scale. This time it's not just the Mushroom Kingdom, there is an entire galaxy to save. To do so, you will lead a brave yet reckless team of unique heroes, including some fresh faces like Rabbids Rosalina and other surprises. On their
I like how they
quest
say other
to repel
surprises.
evil across the galaxy, their spaceship will bring them from planet to planet. They will be facing a powerful villain, Cursor, an enemy unlike anything our heroes encountered before. But they won't be alone. By their side, they will have their new allies, the Sparks. These surprising creatures, born from the merge of Rabbids and Lumas, will lend their wild powers to our heroes. Their
So
natures
basically,
and
Super Mario
origin
Galaxy.
are at the core of our story. But let's
With
keep some
rabbits.
surprises for later.
After the tremendous success of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, the entire team was moved by the amazing reception from players across the world. We were stunned by the love we felt for this unexpected team-up. We
It
know
was a
we've
great
been off
team
the
up.
radar for a while
I
now,
would never
as
have
we
thought
wanted
it
to
would have
take
been a
the
cool
time
team up.
needed
I played
to
it
bring
and I
this
just fell in love with the
crossover
game.
to the next level. It's not just a new story with new enemies, new heroes. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope has big ambitions. It introduces new action elements into the mix that will push the boundaries of tactical games even further. That being said, we also wish to offer an easy-to-play experience for all players, yet hard to master for those of you that are willing to take the challenge. And you'll be able to experience this cosmic adventure exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. We can't wait to tell you more about the game soon.
There is an entire galaxy.
They say soon, but you know what they're waiting for? E3. Nintendo's E3 on the 15th, where Nintendo will reveal more. Oh, wait a second, we get gameplay footage already? This is going to be a pre-order day one. I am pre-ordering this day one. DLC, everything will give a shit. This game is a masterpiece. Wait a second, it's different. The first one you had to move through block to block. This one looks more like a small little area they get run around in. There's no blocks in the floor. You know the floor usually you had these little squares. You had to jump from square to square to kind of how to master it. But this one looks different. The gameplay looks different. It doesn't look the same as the first one. I like it. I actually like it. Even though we have to wait another fucking year.
So we're not done yet. Let's check in with our CEO, Yves Guillemot.
Wait, I thought they were going to hold that game for the last thing, because that game was really good. That's the only thing they showed that was good. So what else can they show us that can be like on top of that
Hi
level?
everyone. As you have seen, we have a fantastic and diverse lineup of games coming soon. And this is just the beginning.
Actually,
Thanks
the only
to
game that I've
all
seen
the
so
teams
far
at
that you're
Ubisoft
showing us
for what they
really
achieved,
is the Mario and
and for
Rabbids. The
always
rest of it's just
striving to
DLC,
deliver the
updates,
best
stuff
possible
like
game
that.
experiences.
Oh, and also Dance
I'm
Dance or
humbled
whatever they
by
do.
their resilience, energy, and collaboration, especially during what has been a challenging year.
I would love
I'm
to see
also
Rayman
proud
come back.
of
Come
our
on.
industry's ability to bring together millions of players from around the world to share memorable experiences and moments of joy. This is one of the real powers of video games, and it is what motivates everyone at Ubisoft to do our best. Finally, my sincere thanks to you, the players. We appreciate the trust you place in us. Your involvement in our games communities keeps them growing and vibrant. We want to create original, enriching, long-lasting game worlds. And your contributions, feedback, and support make it possible. We also are proud that some of the biggest names in entertainment trust our creative teams to develop games within their universes. For example, you just saw Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, developed in collaboration with Nintendo, where everyone's favorite Mario and Rabbids characters return for an all-new adventure. And speaking of great partnerships, there is one more exciting thing we would like to show you today. It is a glimpse of the amazing journey that awaits you in one of the most beautiful but dangerous places of all, brought to life by the latest version of our Snowdrop engine. I'm excited to share this first look with you now.
So another
Enjoy.
game. Let's see what game this is. You know, it'd be cool if Nintendo comes out and shows us all these things, and at the end they give wow. Okay, now this looks like a next-gen console quality kind of game. Even though the stream is not HD or 4K, this looks like a next-gen. And if it looks like this while you're playing, oh my god! They did it. They actually did it. They actually fucking did it. I'm definitely gonna have to play this game. I'm gonna stream and everything. This game is gonna be streamed when it comes out. That'll be like in the year 2, 3. I don't even know when this is coming out, but look at it. Now, same quality as the fucking movie. Definitely gonna play this game. It's a must. Avatar. You know what'd be cool though in this game? If you can pick between the avatars and the marines, so you could have either side to pick from, like two different stories, two different outtakes, two different endings. I don't believe they would do that. But it would be interesting. It would be interesting. I'd like the option in this game to have third person and first person. Because I'd love to see in the third person perspective, but at the same time I'd love to be in first person in certain areas of the game. And one thing I hope about this, if actually, yeah, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. I do hope that we can customize our own characters. Oh my god, next year? Luna, Stadia, I don't even know what Luna is, I don't give a shit about Luna or Stadia. But I like that a lot. On day one, with Ubisoft Plus, you can actually get the game, okay, until then.
You and I are gonna tear shit up! Begin the replay!
See, the thing is, if Nintendo comes out on the 15th and gives us all these great games and everything, but at the end of the show they give us an updated Switch and they show us a Switch Pro or something, they give us some glimpse, and they give us like an update to the Switch, that would be amazing. That would literally end E3 in the biggest way possible. Starts off small and builds up to Nintendo being the biggest one, because this was low. Ubisoft's one was very low when it came to E3. Very low. The expectations were not high at all. Especially since the game for Mario and Rabbids was leaked like a million times on fucking Twitter. Go on there the first day, there goes Mario and Rabbids straight away on Twitter. I was like, bloody hell, I wanted to be surprised by something. No
Thanks
surprises.
to Eve and all the devs that joined us to share
Still,
what's new with
Nintendo
Ubisoft.
has something hidden,
Today,
and there's
we
not been
battled
any
Marquise
leaks.
in Rainbow Six
I'm so
Extraction.
happy that they haven't
Learned some
leaked
new songs
anything
in
from
Rockstar.
their own
Got an
E3
adrenaline rush
conference.
from
yet.
Riders Republic.
They've
Lit up the
they've
dance floor in
we've got
Just Dance
leaks from
2022. Visited new shores in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Witnessed a chilling confrontation in Far Cry 6.
Okay, that will be
And
interesting.
teamed up with our favorite man in
This one's
overalls
good.
in Mario plus Rabbids.
Don't go
many
anywhere.
games, okay.
There's still more to come in the post show.
There's still more. I could keep streaming. I don't know if I should. Yeah, see, all of it's been conducted with COVID-19. It wasn't the same E3 as we are used to. It's still E3, but it's more like online E3 now. Yeah, so anyways.
Welcome back, everybody, to E3 2021. We just saw Ubi Forward, and boy, oh boy, what a way to close out our first keynote of E3. I'm Golden Boy alongside Jackie Jing here. Jackie, we got to talk about the first thing, Avatar. It's happening. It wasn't a lie. You
I know. Literally, we were both floored. The E3 crew back there just started
Yeah,
screaming. The hype. That was
Let
just
me
the
just
perfect way
lower
to end
this
it, I
little
think.
woman down a bit.
It was just a taste of it, right? But the
Yeah, so interesting. I'm interested to see the Avatar game coming out next year. And we have Mario and Rabbids, for instance. That one's an interesting one. I'm just not excited about anything else apart from that, really. I get. Well, Far Cry 6. Yeah, Far Cry 6 looks interesting. I didn't like Far Cry 5 as much. I think they were doing too many different variations of Far Cry. I was just meh after a while. Oh, here it is. Oh, what is your favorite Ubisoft announcement? Mario and Rabbids. Rainbow Six Extraction? No, don't put number 1. Mario and Rabbids, Sparks of Hope. How do I vote? How do I vote? I want to vote. Can we vote? I want to vote. I want to vote for Mario and Rabbids. That game was good. Wait. Like all the chat and everything. It's got so much shit going on right now.
I've always loved sports games like this because I'm 6'2" and incredibly uncoordinated. I cannot snowboard
so
to
where is it?
save my butt. In fact, I just land on my butt the whole time. So I'm definitely excited to try out snowboarding, but I also want to drive an ice cream truck. You went crazy for the ice cream truck. You were like, is that an ice cream truck?
Annotations is on, so how do I vote? Don't tell me it's on Twitter. Wait, if it's on Twitter, I can just tweet it. Let's check Twitter out.
it seems like no surprise, especially given that it came at the end, but Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is
Okay,
the game
E3, E3, follow.
that was announced. 41% resounding score there. But there were some good ones. There were some good ones. So
Really?
also shout
People
out
are
to the
more
people who wrote
excited
that
for
as well.
Avatar over Mario and Rabbids.
But there were some fun ones. Real quick, I do want to touch on Rocksmith because
I want to vote. Where's the voting system?
now. But I was explaining it before, and me and Avali, we were like chatting about it, and it's like, it's one of those things that it's not just a game; it's an experience about learning how to try something new, how to play guitar.
Okay, not on here.
Advanced. You can gamify it, or you can just learn altogether. It's a really cool idea, and I'm glad that Ubisoft continues to support it.
Yeah, I think for me,
Oh, it's on Twitter as well, streaming on Twitter.
Invest the time, invest the money into playing the guitar, but I thought that it was really interesting that it was in this video game format, So I was just like, like maybe this is something that I could mess with, you know?
Yeah, and then obviously Rainbow Six Extraction. We don't have a lot of time.
We gotta talk about Rainbow Six Extraction. Oh my god.
Looks so good.
Did I slip into? Oh, someone tweeted. Dreamcast guy on YouTube just said, "Did I slip into a coma, or are they really showing an Avatar game in 2021?" Someone comments, "Well, there are 73 new Avatar movies due out soon. Apparently, there's a few different Avatar films coming out, but bloody hell, this whole Ubisoft event makes me wish I could have slipped into a coma. It's so bad." Yep, I'm guessing everyone else has been meh about it. The only two things people are liking is the Avatar game, and that's it really, and the Mario and Rabbids. That's about it. Everything else, people are actually tweeting saying Ubisoft was bad. But every year Ubisoft comes out and they just don't bring the hype or heat. Like I remember the 2 years ago, Ubisoft just came out and it was just like a flop. There was only one game that everyone was excited for, and was the Mario and Rabbids collaboration. And then when it came out, we were like, "Oh my god, this is actually really good." I love how they have the Razer computers on there. Razer computer, not Alien, not anything else, is Razer, and how they have Tetris for their setting. Like, come on.
What is going on? What is going on? I don't have the answers, Greg, but I'm excited to find out. It's part of the season pass for Far Cry 6. Some mode that's going to let us play these great villains from the Far Cry series.
Wait, let me turn up the loudness for the mic.
I hope there's
now.
more to it than just here's a gun, you're boss, just shoot people through a short level. I hope there's a little bit more to it than that, but it's cool they've got the voice actor for Voss, Michael Mondo, back, which means that now both Michael Mondo and Giancarlo Esposito are both in Better Call Saul and Far Cry 6. That's pretty cool.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, if you wanted to go even beyond villains, even though I thought that was so cool, and what is it going to be? Are we going after, is this the afterlife of finding out what's going on? We're seeing it right here, right? This performance right here from Giancarlo, right? Of going through and seeing him perform and just come in and eat up the scenery. And just like, that is what I want out of this game, Michael. I can't wait to get into Far Cry 6 and get this story.
Yeah, this is the most I've been hyped for Far Cry since Far Cry 2. I got to shout out Far Cry 2.
This hipster.
Best in the series.
Yeah, okay, we get it. You're cool.
I know, right? Oh, you played them all before.
Yeah, Far Cry 2 was great. Far Cry 3 was amazing.
It was fine.
Far Cry 4 was decent.
The thing about Far Cry 6 is that,
fifth
yes, they've
one,
come
there
out
was
and
like
said, like,
3 different versions,
story.
3 different
It's
games,
supposed to be
in
this
this
political
in
drama.
Far Cry 5.
I want to see how Far Cry is able to handle that when they go all in on it.
There was Far Cry Extinction. The one where it was like back in the caveman era. Far Cry 5. And then the other one which was Rising, Far Cry 5 something, where it was just, I don't know, it was just horrible. But now Far Cry 6 looks like a return to Far Cry 3 in a way, with the whole power hunger. But the fourth one was power hungry, but you could easily finish the mission just by literally, in the fourth one, you could just wait there. In the beginning, he comes back, and then you just go to the your mother's grave or something. But it was like, the place didn't feel threatening as this place looks threatening.
So I just get everything all in one. I'm excited for this. All the story.
Yeah, there's something that works really well about whenever a bad guy shows up and talks about his daddy. You're like, oh, this ain't gonna be a good thing. This ain't gonna be good. I don't like that.
Yeah, shouts out to Daddy Issues. I mean, it's like the Daddy Issues DLC where you get to play as all those past villains as well. So it's going to be a tour down memory lane.
Yeah. Far Cry Therapy Edition.
Now, Dan, of course, everyone here at E3, on camera, off camera, behind the scenes, working night and day to make sure we give the best presentation. They made sure to have a camera on you.
Oh, no.
And apparently when the Avatar game happened, you heard Jackie and Golden Boy talk about the fact that everyone went wild. It wasn't everybody, it was you.
I think it was an understated reaction.
Can we see this clip? Do we have this clip ready? Look at there, look at this, look at this. Now, we can't play it because there are so many curse words. Well, I'll be stunned.
Look, sometimes you have to speak your truth. You have to let your heart sing. Open yourself to the world. And I am fully open to another wild adventure in Pandora because the movie came out in 2009. Sure. They have been promising movie after movie for God knows how long. They're making 4 sequels. So, I don't know, James Cameron believes in this so wholeheartedly. He's been like, hey, I've been at the bottom of the literal ocean. All I care about is Avatar, and all you should care about is Avatar. So I'm going to place my trust in James Cameron and the fine folks at Ubisoft to deliver an adventure worthy of that level of spectacle. Sure. I'm just shocked that it's actually a thing because it feels like an old wives' tale anytime you hear a mention of an Avatar sequel. So I'm
There's
just happy
something about that,
one
though.
of them is
The game looks interesting, yeah, sure. But the reason why it was such a big, great film at the time wasn't because of because of the film itself. It was because it was the first full 3D vision. Like, it looked really good for the 2009. Like the how we say it, the CGI, everything about the film was just on point. The action, there was romance, there was a lot of different aspects in the film that made it what it was then. But then when we watch it compared to like Marvel, for instance, with the Endgame and stuff like that, it's shallow and it's very low in the bar when it comes to Avatar. Marvel really pulled like something incredible, and I don't think Avatar can ever peak to that point where Avengers did, where they literally had all these films, all this collaboration, everything, all this, and then they hyped it to the point where everyone came together and boom, it was amazing. It was the biggest event ever, biggest film of all time so far. But it's weird seeing Avatar game. Now this one, yeah, Mario and Rabbids Spark of Hope. This one looks interesting because this one is the one game that was. It's not just about how it looks, but the whole gameplay, the story, the music, especially the music. The music in the first one was the best part of the game. So I'm hoping the second one, they bring back the same person, Kirk. I forgot his second name now. Fucking hell. Basically, the guy who did Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, I am a Nintendo nerd. Fucking hell. I just love Nintendo the most. They literally. I was brought up in Nintendo. Okay. I brought myself up on Nintendo. This game is just a dream come true to see Mario and then seeing the rabbits from Rayman. I'd love to see as DLC or something is bringing Rayman or something. And I love how they're keeping the characters hidden. Like they're only showing the characters that you've played as in the original. But there's this one new character you've seen at the end, her, with the sword. Apart from that, they're keeping everything else secret, and apparently someone leaked that there might be collaboration with Eve. I don't even know if it's true or not. I think so to take this with a grain of salt, but Bowser maybe. They haven't told us yet.
Because they were so cute. So there was Bravery Network Online that looked really cute. It had like Scott Pilgrim-ish art style, and it's like a strategic turn-based game that looked cool. Cannot pronounce it. Dorfromantic, which is like world building, calm. It was super cute, but there were a lot of like these cute indie games and smaller games that were coming out. Brawlhalla had, I think, TMNT joining them. So all of these updates and stuff that are coming, like I'm like, ooh, okay. I'm gonna check this stuff out.
Yeah, we even ran out of time to talk about Assassin's Creed Valhalla having more stuff and promising a second year of support, which is not something they usually do. But very, very cool. There's so much to talk about here at E3, but fans were, of course, disappointed last October when the news came out they were going to delay Far Cry 6. With the first look at gameplay a couple weeks ago, reigniting the fans' flames for this franchise, the developers joined forces with our partners over at Reddit for a Q&A style AMA.
Well, actually, long before joining Far Cry, I had a big interest in history and political science and revolution simply due to my family's own history. So when it came to actually working on a Far
Now
Cry,
that I fixed my internet.
you know, right from the beginning.
Now that I fixed my internet and my stream, tomorrow's stream, when E3 happens, I'll be on point. Before it starts, I'll have it set up, ready to stream. I will set up like on Twitch, like what are you expecting, little quizzes here and there, stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Today's one was, as you see right here, not as great, but tomorrow I'm hoping that we get something big.
I get to answer the question, what is the ending of Far Cry 6? Well, it's really simple.
Yeah, don't tell us. I really don't want to know the fuck you do.
Water buffalo.
I love how they leave the water buffalo at the end of that.
I think it's super difficult to boil that down to one thing. I think first and foremost, being able to work with such an amazing, dedicated, talented, creative, diverse team on this project has been...
Okay, I need to address the elephant in the room right here, but why is it every time I see a developer or someone who loves creating video games, when it comes to talk about video games and talk about it, they seem like, hey, yeah, this is a video game. Look, I'm talking about the game, but they're not excited about it, as if they don't give two shits. I swear to God, I've never seen these people more unexcited when I see them. But when I see Miyamoto, when he goes on stage about his games, I'm sorry to say, but I'm going to go back to being a Nintendo nerd right now, but every time I see Miyamoto or for instance, anyone to do with Nintendo, they're actually hyped. They give us this kind of, ooh. I don't know how to address it. I really don't know how to address it, but I'll just be more excited. Come on, you made a game. You should be proud that you're sharing this game with everyone. If you're proud of the game, you're like, oh my god, it's amazing. Look what you could do, kind of thing. But instead, it just feel like they're not really excited about the game that they make.
I will say, epic.
Right, come on.
And surprising. And
can you hear it?
You appreciate that I am saying only 3 words right now, because that was excruciatingly difficult as a narrative director.
A narrative director, and he can't. Come on, I've seen people, narrative directors, do better than that.
Every Far Cry sort of has its own story and its own world.
Literally, when I saw the reveal for, say, Breath of the Wild back in 2016, for instance, and the whole thing with 2017. Miyamoto was just on hype. There was just a lot. Everyone that was on Nintendo on that day was literally, you could see it. They were all about smiling, but the way they spoke about it was if they were like, they were excited for this game to come out, and we just felt the excitement. Then afterwards, when the game came out, we understood why they loved it so much. But come on,
it was really important for us for you to have that freedom.
You can hear in his voice. You can hear in his voice.
Path,
listen.
at your own pace, and hit missions, checkpoints, F&D bases, and a lot more.
It feels like they just grabbed the story.
I think something that was new for us and something exciting for us to bring into the brand was this idea that you would have these moments with Anton and Diego where the player wasn't there, that we would have these throughout the game, and you'd get to see the revolution really from Anton and Diego's perspective, and it just gives you a bigger picture of how the story is playing out in Yara. There's a lot to unpack there. The first thing is, Reign of Diego is a fantastic name for a Far Cry, but I am not falling for this trick. However, the previous question is super interesting, which is, how did we land on this notion of family in Far Cry 6? I think what was really interesting for us to explore was this notion that how can a dictator commit such horrible human rights abuses against their own country while simultaneously talk about how great a father they are. That was something we really wanted to mine, and also with the notion that
but you do realize
over
you
50
see
years,
this game, it looks
the
good, for instance, but then when you
have
see
had some hand
Wait,
in
wait.
Yara's politics and his
so you see
future.
this game, right? Far Cry 6, it looks good for like current gen. But when you see Avatar, you see that it's next gen. You could see that the water, there's the world's like populated with little creatures here and there and everything. That's what makes it next gen, to make a seamless world without loading and have so much going on inside the world that it just breathes life into it. Like, the water looks nice. That's the one thing I always found great about each video game, is usually since 2010 I always look at the water first in a video game. I always look at the water, because the water has been always the best part of any game. I don't know why, but even Fallout 4, when I played it, I would literally just run to the river and just look at it and be like, this is some nice water. I don't know why, but I just love the water in video games. It was weird because in Paper Mario, there was a scene where you see the water running and it looked beautiful. And then when it goes back to the gameplay footage, the water would look like paper. And I was like, I'm disappointed that they could have kept the water looking like, I don't know how to explain it, just looked beautiful. Like, it just looked nice. So yeah, I'm hoping that this Avatar, this game, just everything about it just elevates what we know about next gen consoles. Using all the 12 cores, for instance, and all that kind of shit. Just on that game level, I want to see. But I do more excited about. I am actually more excited about the Mario and Rabbids, actually. And I hate this microphone because it keeps fucking up. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for the Mario and Rabbids. I'm glad they finally brought a sequel. I was literally, it's the last time we got one. The first one was 2017, so it's been 4 years. It'll be 5 years next year. So 5 years ago, once we get the sequel.
I think Far Cry often does a great job of punching you in the face and giving you a great setup, and then for me personally, it doesn't work. And I'm thinking specifically about 5. I thought 5 opened so strong, but I fell off in terms of what I was doing when I was going in. Right. So I hope 6, really drives that home, sticks with it.
Seems like they built a really expansive world, at least from a narrative perspective, and I hope the mission design sort of lives up to that, because sort of the problem you have with sandbox games sometimes is running into that feeling of repetition, like you're doing the same thing over and over again. And I feel like you have so much potential here. So yes, I understand some things are going to be repetitive by nature, but hopefully we get more variety this time around as well.
I don't need it. Damon and I will just clear outposts.
Yeah.
Outposts. Do you guys want some more Ubisoft insights? Well, you're in luck, because we've got some info straight from Ubisoft with the help from our friends at PC Gamer.
Ubisoft has been pretty quiet about Rainbow Six Extraction since it was announced back in 2019, so I'm definitely curious what it's like to finally get to open up about the game and show off some gameplay recently.
We're super excited as a team to finally reveal our game. We want the people to put their hands on it as soon as possible, so yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, and I also want to speak to the inception of Rainbow Six Extraction, what it was like to build a new team to expand on that concept into a full-blown game.
We were lucky enough to be able to put up a completely new team, completely different from the Siege team, with talents from pretty much all the brands that we did it at Ubisoft Montreal, so Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, For Honor, Watch Dogs, and also people from Rainbow Six Siege, and also people who worked on the very first Rainbow Six game, so Vegas and Vegas 2.
And I think a lot of people going into E3 are going to be curious just what an average mission, like an average hour of Rainbow Six Extraction looks like. So can you walk us through the basic gameplay loop?
First of all, it's a three-player co-op, so squad-based. It's a tactical game because it's a Rainbow Six game. It's a first-person shooter, and so you're doing what we call incursions. So as operators, Rainbow Six operators, you enter containment zones, which are mysterious and which regenerate every time, and you have to extract, which is why the game is called Extraction. You risk it all every time you go in this zone, so you must get out, but with the information that you're looking for.
I think I saw in a recent demo also that you'll be able to choose when to extract mid-mission if you're not doing so well.
Actually, you can extract at 3 different places in an incursion map. Each map is divided in 3 submaps, and it's really up to the players to decide if they want to go further.
I'm curious what it was like transitioning gadgets that are in Rainbow Six Siege into Extraction, to a PvE environment, and how the team decided, which operators come over. Siege has a roster of over 50 characters now, and I saw 9 in the game so far. So I'm curious how you guys decide what makes the cut.
There were different layers in order to select them. The first one is, obviously, we selected the ones that were the most fit, at least at the base, for a PvE game. But also being able to play alone. As I said, you can play this game alone with a friend or with 2 friends. So the most fit for this job. And then we obviously reworked them to make sure that we push them to their full potential within our game genre and within our fantasy, while keeping them highly tactical.
A good example I noticed was Vigil, who in Siege can become invisible on cameras. In Extraction, he becomes invisible to enemies, essentially, for a limited time.
That's a very good example of the adaptation that we made, and it's the case for all the ops.
I doubt you can say much about it, but I did also want to ask about Extraction's narrative. How much of a campaign is there that players will recognize, or what type of story is being told in the game?
Extraction starts 3 years after the events of New Mexico, where the parasite was seemingly contained by the Rainbow Six by then. But immediately after the events, they created the React organization. And out of nowhere, with no reason, the parasite emerged again on 4 different sites in the US. So React had to become really active and intervene in those 4 different zones, 4 different areas in the US, where they sent the Rainbow Six React operators.
Is Extraction a live service game as much as Siege is? Will it be receiving seasonal updates, more missions, that kind of thing on a pretty regular basis?
So I can't reveal too much for now. What I can say is yes, there's a post-launch plan.
All right.
Absolutely.
How's that? And I know Ubisoft is also recently committed to having crossplay in as many games as possible. I'm curious if it's been confirmed yet whether Extraction will have crossplay and on top of that cross-progression, cross-platform.
I cannot answer for now, but I'll be very happy to answer later.
And that was a bit more information on Rainbow Six Extraction. Damon Hatfield, I remember 14 years ago moving to San Francisco and bringing home an Xbox 360 and you and me playing Rainbow Six Vegas.
Dude, so many good memories. Both that and Vegas too, yeah.
Of course.
And of course, this is a little bit different. Rainbow Six is different today.
Yeah.
But I am excited for Extraction for a couple reasons. I know Siege is a great game, super popular. I'm not really a PvP guy though, so sort of reworking the Rainbow Six gameplay into a PvE game, much like Back 4 Blood, that seems really cool. And also, just given the choice, if I'm ever given the choice between a realistic setting and sci-fi, fantasy, or horror, I'm always going to go with the latter. So this Extraction is really speaking to me. I like it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, right? Of like, I've played Siege, I've enjoyed Siege, but the PvP thing has never been my scene. So to take, like they said, weeks ago, take all that information that they've learned, all those mechanics, bringing me in here, it gets me going too, and I do want to get in there. Now, Michael, you gonna play?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna play it because Rainbow Six Siege is my favorite multiplayer shooter, like on the block right now.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I was a big Counter-Strike player, and Rainbow Six Siege.
So you can see and hear, they don't seem like they're interested in it. They're just trying to hype up the game, even though this game just reminds people too much of Left 4 Dead with other elements of other games. I don't think it's going to be that interesting to play because it comes out basically roughly around the time of Back 4 Blood, and Back 4 Blood is going to be big because it's from the makers of Left 4 Dead, it was a fantastic game at the time. That game's going to be amazing, like seriously amazing. This one's just meh.
Is running towards us screaming.
Slimy tar monster men, yeah.
Exactly right. And same thing with Siege. It's like, you know,
God.
your friends can get mad at the people we're playing against. Oh, they're smurfing. Oh, they're this and that. And now it's like, hey, man, it's AI. Either get good or, we're going to replace you with someone else. So that's what I'm super excited for, to team up with two other buddies.
Turning on your friends.
Oh,
That's what you're excited for.
It is on them. Like, if I'm picking up kills, that's fine. And if they're dying, then, we'll replace them. You want to play sometime? Ditch him?
Oh, sure, yeah. Totally. We don't want to ditch him. We can, it's 3 players. We all have different... Stan, are you playing? Do we need to...
If there's room for me in the group, then yes.
Yeah. All right, we'll kick around.
We'll kick him out.
Yes.
Don't worry about it. She's got all these new G4 friends I've been hearing about. They've been hanging out. Don't worry about it. So those weren't the only things Ubisoft planned to show off today. We have an exclusive new clip for their upcoming comedy horror movie, Werewolves Within, based off the game of the same name. It stars Melania Weintraub and Sam Richardson. Let's take an exclusive look.
Hey everyone, I'm Margaret Boykin, Director of Film Development at Ubisoft Film and Television and producer of Werewolves Within. I'm so excited to show you the trailer for this movie. It's our first independently produced feature, and I'm even more excited to have the genius writer behind it, Mishna Wolf, here with me. I was lucky enough to work with Mishna to develop the story for this film during Ubisoft's inaugural Women's Film and Television Fellowship, and we are both so proud of the finished product.
Hey everyone, I'm Mishna Wolf, and I'm the screenwriter of the upcoming Werewolves Within film. I wrote it in the Ubisoft Women's Fellowship, and you could say the project sort of chose me since Wolf is kind of my last name. The movie is a modern-day horror comedy whodunit starring Sam Richardson as a forest ranger who comes to a small town, and Melania Weintraub is the postal worker. Together, they have to keep the peace while trying to uncover the truth behind a mysterious creature who's been terrorizing the community.
Please enjoy this world premiere clip from Werewolves Within. We can't wait for you to check out the film on June 25th.
Mrs. Anderson?
It's the damn devil that ate my baby!
Devin found her like this. I have a triathlon in August, so, 4 a.m. sprints, and I heard screaming. Well, let's be honest, the whole neighborhood heard screaming.
I told you, I didn't need your help!
I'm gonna go get a croissant.
My baby! That monster killed my Chachi!
I'm so sorry, I'm confused. Are we talking about a real baby? Because if that's the case, oh my God. But if not, it's
For God's sake, Joaquin, show a little respect.
It's Joaquin with an M.
I don't mean to be rude, Pete, but your dog only barked at Jews.
And brown people, no carbs.
There's something out there!
Probably just a coyote.
Or a possum, hun?
And that is some Werewolves Within. Dan, I'm being told we have to go to you first.
I'm glad they told you that because I do love a good horror comedy, and this cast is low-key stacked with a bunch of people. You may not know their name, but they are genuinely hilarious. You have Sam Richardson from Detroiters, I Think You Should Leave. You have Melania Weintraub, who's an amazing improviser, but you probably know her best from the AT&T commercials, but she is so much more than just advertising cell phones. And then you also have Harvey Guillen from What We Do in the Shadows. So that is an impressive pedigree right there. Just really talented people, and I think it's a rich premise for it because the game, it's all about deception. It's kind of like, before there was Among Us, or maybe simultaneously, you have a game like Werewolves Within where it's all about tricking people into thinking you're not a werewolf, but you secretly are. And that's exactly what we're going to get here.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. You talk about the cast and how stacked it is. When we watched it the first time, I was like, oh, I know that person, and I know that person. But they're all the ones from, like, the funny people in the other shows. Like, I noticed the one guard from Orange is the New Black. I'm like, oh, you're in this too?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, to get them off there and go. Michael, what do you look for in a horror comedy?
Oh my God! I did not expect.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah. No, don't turn it around on me. Don't turn it around on me.
You think this can possibly top an American Werewolf in Paris?
No. No, I mean, that's a classic, right?
No, it's not. That's the
I'm
bad
thinking
one.
London. I'm thinking
Yes.
London. I'm sorry,
It's
David.
all a shared universe. Every werewolf movie
Every werewolf
canonically
is
is the
everything.
same universe.
I know what I want.
here we go.
Yeah, I want people with my kind of skin tone to survive throughout the whole movie. That's
I think
what
you'll
I
get
want.
that. I think you'll get that.
I know the vibes.
I think you'll get that. All right. Do you want more? That isn't the only movie we're showing off today. We've got an exclusive clip from the upcoming movie Free Guy, followed by a one-on-one interview with director Shawn Levy and Entertainment Weekly's Nick Romano. But first, we've got a special guest who's giving us a look at his upcoming video game action comedy. I think his name is Ryan something.
Ooh, I like him.
Hello, E3. I'm internationally tolerated film star and Nexus 6 basic pleasure model Ryan Reynolds. At its core, Free Guy is the story of the first self-aware artificial intelligence entity coded into the background of a popular video game known as an NPC. Fun, right? But remember, while AI holds great promise for the future, it may also pose a dire existential threat, and we should wipe it out before it destroys us all. Anyway, enjoy Free Guy. My name is Guy.
Sunday should be warm and sunny, just a scattering of drive-bys.
And I live in paradise. I've got a best friend.
This is the greatest cup of coffee of all time.
Oh! Mondays, am I right, Joe?
You said it, Guy.
And I work at the bank.
Everybody down to the ground!
I thought I had everything I needed. But then I met her.
Everybody down on the ground. Everybody except you.
Me?
It's just a...
Oh, please, I have a cold fist.
There's something inside you, Guy.
I don't want something inside me.
I expected you to just follow the rules, but you are so much more than that. Put these on.
Okay, fine. I do.
Oh my God! What are these, trick glasses or something?
Guy, there is no easy way to say this. This world, it's a video game. You're not real. Please stop my... And the guy responsible for this world was going to destroy it.
You've met God?
Yes, he's an absolute troll.
Trolls exist. Buddy, if we're not real, doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters?
I am sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real, I don't know what is.
I know this world is just a game, but this place, these people, that's all I have. So I'm not gonna be the good guy.
Thanks, Guy.
I'm gonna be the great guy.
Well, enjoy your lifetime supply of virginity. Off you go.
This whole good guy routine is ruining the game. Terminator.
It's the first time I've ever driven a car before.
I really wish you'd mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this film looks interesting. I think this film is going to be a fucking great film to watch.
That actually hurt my hand. We can save our world, but we have to fight together. I don't even know what's happening right now, but I love it. Time's up, bank teller. Nope.
You mean great film? It's like watching Deadpool for PG-13. That's going to be a must for me to watch.
This is Nick Romano with Entertainment Weekly magazine. Thank you so much for joining today's E3 panel conversation with filmmaker Shawn Levy. Shawn is diving into the world of video games as the director of the movie Free Guy. Ryan Reynolds stars as an NPC, or non-playable character, in the open world game Free City, who then becomes self-aware of the fact that he's not actually a real person like he thought he was. Comedy and a lot of action ensue. So can you give me like a little bit, a description sort of about your kind of genesis with this project? Like, when did it did this material first come across your way?
So Ryan called me. We had almost made several movies together, and I won't name titles because some of them are about to come out. But so we were introduced years ago through our mutual friend Hugh Jackman, who I got to know on Real Steel. And Hugh had always said, if you guys ever work together, it's going to be it's going to be gangbusters because we're both Canadians with lots of daughters, and we really work hard, and then we want to go home to our families. So we have a similar approach to life. We knew each other a little bit. We almost found the right thing. And in the summer of 18, Ryan texted me saying, do you have a movie for next spring, summer? I think I finally found our film. And we talked about it like a day later, and he said there's this script called Free Guy, and I knew this script because I'd read it 2.5, 3 years earlier. But at that point, all I saw was, oh, it's a gamer film. It's a film about gaming culture. It's a video game premise. Probably there's more hardcore players and gamers who would be better suited to that. But Ryan he said, let's just talk about it. And he goes, I'm a casual gamer myself. I think this is an incredibly juicy premise, but let's take the premise and make it a movie that isn't just for the gaming community. Let's get that right. Let's get that aspect of the movie right. And we work really goddamn hard to do so. But let's also make kind of a postmodern new Truman Show, a movie about a background character who gains awareness of their identity.
Were there specific games that sort of inspired the look and the feel of Free City?
One of the more overt ones is Grand Theft Auto, for sure.
I knew they were going to say Grand Theft
Fortnite was
Auto.
another, but what was fun about this, I remember early on, what was fun is the random little tidbits of inspiration. So for instance, I hope they're okay with me kind of sharing this. Like early on, I make Stranger Things. That's kind of my ongoing gig. And so I showed the script of Free Guy to the Duffer brothers, Matt and Ross, who are close friends at this point. And because they play a lot. Matt in particular plays a lot of video games. And he's like, you know what always drives us crazy? And I think he mentioned it was in Spider-Man, like there's this one old lady who's like, she's like an NPC, but she's like a side mission. She's just always bitching about her lost cats. You know what you should do? There should be like a character like that. And so in Free Guy, we created this NPC who is wandering around Free City looking for her cats. And it was just kind of really, there's a perfect example of like, I'll take a good idea from anywhere. I'll take inspiration from anywhere. And I always remember like, oh, there's a lot I don't know. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen and games I haven't played. And so that's another example. I also want to say, Nick, like we were supposed to come to E3 and we had this whole plan last year, actually, for Ryan and I to come with Free Guy, and I wanted to show the whole movie to you guys. And, this is obviously the heart of the world that we were every day cognizant of making a movie for. Making a movie that is different from the other video game movies, because as we said, this isn't an adaptation. It's not literal to anything, but hopefully it's authentic to everything. And hopefully it's authentic to not only games, but more
Feels a lot
importantly,
like Ready
maybe,
Player One as
to
well.
the
if you
culture
think about it.
of gaming, and that community and how passionate it is, right? Like people really care. They care about what they're playing. They care about the way that world and those games are represented and talked about. And, for me, I don't want to do anything half-assed, and I want to connect with a community that cares in a passionate way. And hopefully we've done what we set out to do, which is to make a movie where that community feels like, okay, that's one for us. And we got it right.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Sean, for joining us today for E3's panel. And for everyone watching at home, Free Guy will be released in theaters this August 13th.
Enjoy.
And that was your deep dive on Free Guy, a movie we've heard about forever. You know what I mean? This whole pesky pandemic got in the way of it, but it's finally coming out in August. Avi, I need to ask you, am I allowed to be excited for it? We've been burned as gamers by movies so many times. Like, this looks interesting and funny, and it's got Sean and it's got Ryan, and like, why wouldn't we like that?
I feel like because it's a comedy and because like we heard from the director, like he's done his research into the culture, and
Sure.
then also the fact that Ryan Reynolds is involved with it, and we saw his work on Deadpool. Like he really went through Deadpool and became that character.
Yeah.
I think that we can get excited for
Okay.
it. I'm feeling optimistic about it.
Okay.
I heard that there was a bunch of streamers who have cameos like Pokimane and Ninja.
Jack
and then
Septiceye, you know what I mean? That guy. Whoa.
him too. But I mean, like, I feel like there's so gaming culture has gotten so much bigger now that finally, like, oh, look, Hollywood's paying attention and they're going to try to jump in on it. But even if this one is like okay, that opens the doors to find and make something that's like even better.
Yeah, baby steps. Exactly. No, that makes perfect sense. Now, Damon Hatfield from IGN.com.
It's like they forgot about Ready Player One. They literally were talking. That quote just basically said this film would be like for more video game thing. But they've done so many video games films in the past, like Resident Evil, stuff like that. But Ready Player One was the biggest one, and that was the best one because Steven Spielberg basically was basically behind the project, and he knew his stuff. Because when we saw Ready Player One, it was great. So the fact that she said that, I'm thinking, did she see Ready Player One? Did she not see it? Are you kidding me? Ready Player One was basically just game culture.
Yes.
Okay.
Bless and I were talking about how it's wild going into a theater nowadays. It's like,
totally right.
Like,
yeah.
I like going into a theater where there's nobody there too. So I'll probably wait a little while, and then it's like, okay, now the theaters have cleared up. So Bless and I can get our seats together. We can share popcorn.
Yeah.
Let me know what's up. What are you doing when this when this movie comes out? So I want to hang out with my bro.
Okay, good.
And I'll take the styrofoam out.
Get the styrofoam
Yeah,
out.
I'll do it.
You know
I'll
what I
take care
mean?
of it.
And then Dan.
Yes.
You're gonna go see this one? Is this on your
I
radar?
am. I can't wait to see this in a theater because that trailer looks like so much spectacle, the kind of which I really want to see on the big screen because I've been missing that. So many movies that have come out, I'm very grateful we've been able to watch them at home, but it can't replicate the sheer thrill of seeing it with other people on a screen the size of several times my apartment. So I'm like very thrilled to see that. And also, I'm putting my trust in Ryan Reynolds here because this is not his first video game movie rodeo. He did Pokemon Detective Pikachu as well.
Great
He takes a very active role in his project, so I'm hopeful that they can have a good time and really lampoon some of the stuff that we like to make fun of with video games and those tropes and things like that, but on this sort of blank slate. Plus, you have other people like Jodie Comer, Taika Waititi. It's a really stacked cast as well.
It's a good point. I'm hopeful. All right, let's see what we can do, everybody. Get out there, watch it in the theaters like we were talking about. But for right now, keep watching your small device as you watch E3 with us. Friends, what a great start to things. Golden Boy, Jackie, what did you guys think of these movie trailers we just saw?
Absolutely loved it. So much comedy, involves video games. We're absolutely here for it. Let's start off talking about Free Guy, right?
Yeah.
I think we make fun of NPCs a lot, let's be honest.
Oh, all the time. It's an endless thing. They never do the thing you want them to do, you know?
I
Especially in escort missions. Why? Stop making escort missions, people.
But
It's not hard.
I know, but what's fun about this is that okay, the NPC is sentient, and he's just absolutely adorable and hysterical, and he's played by Ryan Reynolds. And I just feel like Ryan Reynolds can do no wrong. Deadpool 2, we heard Dan Casey talking about Detective Pikachu. I really just, anything with Ryan Reynolds.
He did do Fantastic Four, but not Fantastic Four.
Green Lantern!
Green Lantern. Oh, I'm out of here.
Leave.
Goodbye.
Just leave. Okay.
That was my joke.
Yeah.
That was my joke, and I messed it up. Greg, don't come at me. I'll
Greg
fight
is
you.
running over here.
All right, we're not talking about Green Lantern. We're not talking about Green Lantern. Greg, stop yelling. Don't talk about Green Lantern. Okay, we're good. All right, everyone, back on the rails.
Okay, that happened. So, Werewolves Within. Let's just.
I told you we were going to be crazy, Jackie. I told you we were going to be crazy. That's why we have you and people like Dan and Avali somehow tricked her way in here.
Yeah.
It's pretty nutty.
It is quite the group. I mean, you guys are literally two wrestlers that are talking about video games, but I'm here for it. So, yes, Werewolves Within, also very comedic. I told you I absolutely love the trailer. And it's actually a VR game, and I think it was set in a medieval village setting, but obviously they're branching out here. This is modern times. But absolutely hysterical. I was in stitches about it. So I'm here for more movies about video games and making me laugh. I'm here
there's
for
one
it.
thing we learned, right, especially with like Detective Pikachu, like, hey, Ready Player One, even though it was more pop culture, there was still that flair, that charm that was present in the movie, and it really spoke to a lot of us. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the book, so I kind of got a little bit of that here almost with Free Guy, which made me excited, and then obviously with Werewolves Within. I'm not a horror person, but I'm always into the idea of comedy horror. Yeah. So, you know, and you put Sam Richardson in anything, and I'm in there from the get-go. But and I'm gonna go and fight Greg.
It's been a long
Yeah.
day.
I'm gonna go fight Greg.
Yeah, you guys are gonna go fight,
go fight.
actually. But before y'all do that, really quickly, do not forget to check out our exclusive E3 shop for t-shirts, hats, and jackets at e3expo.com/shop. Now y'all can go fight.
Yeah, we're gonna go fight, but don't worry, folks, because coming up, we've got Gearbox Software and what we might see from them later on today. New games, new trailers, who knows? That and more still to come here.
They're gonna be fighting on camera.
That too.
So make sure you're here.
At E3 2021.
World of Warcraft because I was so addicted to it and I had so much fun. It's still one of my favorite games ever, though I don't play anymore because, gotta work.
My playtime on that game was literally measured in years on one character.
One of the biggest things about World of Warcraft that kind of kept me going back is just the grind. The lore of it is just amazing, and it's just an amazing game. I don't think any game could ever beat it, honestly.
RuneScape, of all games, that game completely took over my life.
Play RuneScape before school, get a couple more hours of sleep and then wake up and act like I totally wasn't tired.
Psychonauts, a game that built on my love of platformers, but also added a comedic sensibility that I had never seen in video games before, and just a general creativity that I thought was mind-blowing for anything, not just video games.
Snatcher is my favorite game. They teased us all with the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, where they included it in there, but it was the Japanese version of it. I wasn't mad. I was like, I need to find a solution to play this game.
Jet Set Radio, because I saw a commercial for it once, and it was bananas, and I was like, I have to have this game. So I went to a pawn shop and got a Dreamcast with my own money, and then I went to Target right afterwards, and the only game they had was Jekyll Radio, which is the game I wanted. So it was fate.
Jet Set Radio, if you haven't played it, please go back in the day. It was on Dreamcast.
Sims, just because that was my first PC game ever.
Definitely Sims, because I could make my own Black family in The Sims, and that was something I'd never really experienced in a game before.
Definitely The Last of Us.
The Last of Us. Being able to play a game that's so jaw-droppingly beautiful and
talking about
immersive
selling
and
games,
getting
but not anything
so wrapped
good,
up in that story.
Oh my gosh, took all my emotions, poured all of them into a glass, and then smashed the glass in front of my face while I cried about it. It was so good. It was so good.
For me, it'd be the original Super Mario 64 when I first played it. That was a great game.
Welcome back to E3 2021. We are mere minutes away from the latest from Gearbox Software. Guys, what are you hoping to see from Gearbox today? We don't talk about Green Lantern.
Gearbox is next, people. Gearbox is next.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jackie.
That one's going to be interesting because Gearbox, I've got a lot of hope for some Switch reveals.
Number one, it's E3. We're all here for video games,
Of
right?
course.
But okay, we got to talk about the movie. I'm
Yes.
super amped for
More
Borderlands.
movie talk.
Huh?
More movie talk.
I know, what did I just say?
No
No
more
more
movie
movie talk.
talk.
Okay.
What?
But really quickly, I do want to see Kate Blanchett walk out and just be
It's
like
funny because
absolutely
they
stunning
haven't
and
brought an
amazing.
expansion or
And
anything
then
for Sims so far in a long time. They basically
Come
keep
on,
bringing more
Casey Elfman's song,
DLC
and
for
I
like
just
Sims on the phone version and all this kind of new stuff for Sims on the phone. But Sims 4 just basically kind of went faded out in a way. People still play it, but it's just not. I just hope that they bring out some DLC or something new for Sims. Give some Sim players something new to experience, Still not my kind of hype thing. It just feels a lot like all those kind of simulation games where the only thing I like doing in Sims is, making a little swimming pool, putting them inside, and then taking away the stairs. Yeah, I know expansions. I'm hoping they have an expansion for it. But I just like the idea of just killing off Sims by putting them in pools and taking away the stairs and watching them squirm trying to get back out. Come on, you can literally climb out the swimming pool for fuck's sake. Why are you squirming because you can't get the ladders? It's hilarious. It's as if they're in the middle of the ocean without nothing. It's weird. It's weird. It's funny though. It's funny.
Longer. Without further ado, let's turn things over to our friends at Gearbox Software.
It's time for Gearbox. Let's get ready. I'm going to mute myself for a long time now until I finish this, because this is going to be... I'm hoping this is good. Pray, Gearbox. Come on, Gearbox. Give us something. Give us something exclusive. That's what I'm interested in. Gearbox has to give us something.
Welcome to Gearbox University, where inquisitive minds encounter compelling opportunities. At Gearbox University, our aim is to broaden your intellectual horizons and enrich your global perspective. Gearbox University was founded in 1999, just 15 years after this 80s orientation video was made. We offer numerous degrees across a multitude of fields, including sociopathology, supply chain management, and storytelling with a European-sounding accent. Gearbox University comprises 3 unique colleges that will place you on whichever path to success is right for you. At the College of Gearbox Software, we can shape you into the looting, shooting vault hunter you've always believed you could be. At the College of Gearbox Publishing, we offer advanced degrees in Norse mythology, projectile meteorology, or regular meteorology. You can even write your thesis on the deification of gravity. Finally, there's the College of whatever the hell else we're doing, with specialties in badass bunkernomics, history of magic, enlarged vehicle maneuvering, and yes, even Hollywood filmmaking. Did you hear we're making a Borderlands movie? It's true. Let's learn more about all the innovative opportunities you can find at Gearbox University. Dynamic, pioneering, groundbreaking.
Hey everybody, if you don't know me, I'm Randy Pitchford, the founder of the Gearbox Entertainment Company and executive producer of the Borderlands franchise and all of the great games that we do at Gearbox. I am right now on the set of the Borderlands motion picture, in development, in production. We're shooting. This is a live soundstage, and I thought, since I'm here, wouldn't it be cool if I walk you around a little bit and show you some of the cool stuff that we're doing? Let me walk you this way. This is a live set. There's guys working on the movie right now in real time. We've been everywhere. We've been in the caves of the Caustic Caverns.
What's up, haters?
We've been in the desert, in the sand quarries. We've been in the stone quarries, doing all kinds of amazing stuff. Actually, look, this is. Hey, Eli, can I grab you for a second? Yes. This is Eli Roth, our director.
Hey everybody.
This is E3. These
What's
are
up,
our
guys?
gamers. And you've got Edgar
I
here.
know. We have so much. He doesn't exist in the game, but he exists in the movie and in real life. It's Edgar Ramirez.
Well, Edgar Ramirez's character Atlas exists hypothetically in the game. We've never met him before in the game or in real life. We're meeting Atlas for the first time in this movie story. I'm so stoked that you're here doing this.
Thank you, man. I'm very happy.
This is going to be a blast.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Look, I feel like we're just getting started. The whole point is to entertain people, and this movie that Eli's making, it's unreal.
I mean, we have I don't want to say what we're filming, but it's lots of blood, lots of guts. It's totally bonkers, but it's also very Borderlands. I have learned how to twirl a Vlad off.
You know what? I think we should. Let me show this.
Yeah, we could show that.
This is
the stunt one. That's
this is video game fans will recognize this is the Infinity. It's a Vlad Infinity. And you've gotten pretty good at twirling.
Well, they have ones that actually, this one is light, so I could really learn to twirl because I don't want to smash a real one.
Good at that.
But Kate's amazing. She can side twirl, she can double twirl.
That's right.
She can do the front twirl.
Isn't it unbelievable how she's brought Lilith to life? I can't wait for you to see. Kate is a god.
I saw, everyone thinks of Kate from Blue Jasmine or Carol, all the things she's done. And House of the Clock on the Walls, I saw how unbelievably funny she was. And I noticed that she brought out the great dramatic acting in Jack Black, and Jack brought out the great comedy in Kate. She was so into it. She wants to really, understand it from the inside out. Like, what are the powers? Where do they come from?
It's wild to watch her walk like Lilith. That blew my mind. She's totally done it.
We want to make a real great science fiction movie. We don't want to just make a great video game adaptation movie.
Right.
I just want it to be a great.
Well, that's the key, right?
You just have to make a great sci-fi movie. Period.
And it's really come to life. So for Borderlands who play the video game, if you have people in your lives that you want to introduce to Borderlands but aren't going to play the game with you, this movie's how you do it. You can bring your family, your loved ones, bring them to the movie.
We want this to
introduce them to Borderlands. They're going to love it.
We want this to be like a gateway drug for the non-Borderlands fans. I mean, look, the great thing about the game is there's so much to it that you're telling 80 hours of story every time. I mean, people can live in the world, so we have to create a different experience. And the experience has to be thrilling in a different way and exciting. Have all the things that the fans love. Easily the best cast I've ever worked with, but just a world-class cast of actors that all came in just to come in and play, and everyone is so into their characters. Like we see way Florian's playing Creed.
Florian is killing it.
Ariana is Tiny Tina. Kevin is Roland. I mean, Kevin is a man on a mission.
I can't believe
he's
watching
playing
Kevin
full action star.
Go full action star. I think he's really going to surprise people. I think Kevin's over there actually, and I know Lisa is trying. Lisa, our
trying
first
to get a shot. Go get him.
You go to work. All right, come with me, guys. Come with me. I'm going to see if I can find Ari and one of the producers and Emmy. The Arods are legendary. Hey, Ari, can I interrupt you, man? Guys, this is Emmy and Ari from Arad Productions. Ari Arad has made a whole bunch of awesome movies. You're probably familiar with the Arads from Marvel, right? Because Avi Arad was the founder and the CEO of Marvel Studios, and they created a movie called Spider-Man, and then Iron Man. I believe you were the executive producer.
Yeah, I worked on that one.
You worked on, and then the X-Men, and then the Avengers, and I think it's gone from there. These are the most successful movies of all time for comic books. And the pitch you gave me was, hey, that was cool. We figured it out with comic books. We think that video games are the next frontier of this, and we think Borderlands is the perfect video game. And you were really flattering. And how was I to you? I was kind of a jerk, wasn't I?
You made us work for it. You made us work for it. But you were right. You were right.
Well, you have to understand, we get hit up from Hollywood people all the time, and it's a different world. What we have to do to make video games is a completely different skill set than what you care about in making these incredible films. And I wanted to make sure that if we were going to partner with somebody on the film side, that it was with people that cared about our universe, cared about our fans, and cared about the character and the worlds that we created, and was going to actually develop it. Not just, a lot of these guys will collect options and just throw it at studios, just see where they can get business done. And I probably beat you up for 2 years plus.
Oh yeah,
we called it dating for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. I remember.
You remember? We were dating for years. Yes, and but we did a deal, and it's been a long road.
Yeah, but you know what? We're here and we're psyched, and it's been worth it. Feels like we used that time pretty well.
I can't believe it.
And we're really proud of where we're at.
It's pretty amazing. So we're more than halfway done with the shooting.
Yeah. Well,
we're about 2/3 of the way done. Oh, look at this.
All right.
We got Eli again.
We have a really funny shot.
Oh yeah.
With the trash, we should be shooting it behind the scenes.
I was told that we can't.
I don't think we can give it away, but I think that for him, anyways, for our behind the scenes, we should get it.
Oh. So I'll tell you what, you guys. This is Eli. This is Ari. Oh, don't look that way. We can't. No, this way. Look this way. We can't show. Yes. I don't want to. Okay, so guys, it's going to be an amazing E3. Borderlands the film is going to be absolutely incredible. We've got some cool stuff to show you. I know some of you are interested in seeing more about the new game that we have announced and learning more from Gearbox Publishing. So you're going to get all that. I wish I could be there in person, but since we're digital, we're going to do it this way. Thank you guys, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.
Among the many innovative courses offered by Gearbox University, make sure you check out Borderlands Science. By solving the puzzles, you can contribute to real-world research studying the human gut microbiome. For you freshmen in the audience, here's our leading scientist, Mayim Bialik.
By playing Borderlands 3, you can contribute to real-world scientific research that helps real people. You'll be directly helping our scientists organize and compare this doo-doo.
I'm the conductor of the poop train! With Borderlands Science, you too can be the conductor of the poop train. And while you'll reap in-game rewards when you play, the real reward is knowing that you're making the world a better place. Gearbox University. We're not even charging tuition for this.
The Homeworld game started in the mid-90s. It would be the first ever truly 3D RTS. So that was a big deal in, the late 90s.
Fate. It soars on the wind. It rises from the grave. It stalks the ocean floor. You cannot hide from fate. But you can make your own.
Quick question. We're not talking about yet, right?
That is correct.
It's my favorite. Hi, I'm Kayla Belmore, and I'm senior producer on Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So what's really unique about Wonderlands is it's a looter shooter, which is, pretty classic for Gearbox software, but for the first time ever, we're setting it in a brand new fantasy environment. Even though it's inspired by some of the content we've made before with Assault on Dragon's Keep, a fan favorite.
Roll for initiative, suckers!
It's a completely standalone plot, new set of characters with some nods to the past, but if you've never played a Borderlands game before, you can absolutely jump right in and enjoy it just as much. So we're absolutely excited to talk about all of our new enemy types. So that is one of our wyvern enemies. You will absolutely be fighting them. They're not your average wyvern. So of course we've got goblins. You definitely can't have a fantasy game without goblins, but again, we like to make them our own. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope that you are as stoked as we are about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Follow us on our social channels to find out the latest and greatest news. Enjoy the rest of the show.
This franchise has been around for so long. Here we are years later, and we keep looking at like, well, Homeworld 3, this has to happen.
The giants have come to Midgard, and you have been chosen by the gods to protect this realm. But your first task is to find some new clothes that aren't as drafty. Your tribe's journey starts in the wilderness. Hunt down pelts, gather rare resources, and explore the untamed world. Once you've plundered all you can carry, return to your village and use those resources to forge Viking-worthy gear. You must protect the seed of Yggdrasil at all costs, or this world and everything in it will be destroyed forever. So take heed. The Helplings rise when the sun sets. Destroy these dark spirits before they destroy the seed. Each victorious knight makes way for a new day, to venture into new lands, build to greater heights, and face fiercer creatures. And with great risk comes great rewards. But be careful, you're of little use to Midgard squashed by a troll. Craft legendary weapons, build deadly defenses, and grow the strength of your tribe, because those giants are on their way. And it's time for us to end their path of destruction. Let's show them our might is greater than their height. As the saying goes, Valhalla! Can't wait!
Hello everyone, my name is Juan Maroda. I'm the creative director at Northville. We're just under 2 months away from finally launching our upcoming 10-player co-op action RPG, Tribes of Midgard, and deliver it to you on July 27th on PS5, PS4, and Steam. In Tribes of Midgard, you play as an Einar Jarl, a glorious Viking hero that's been returned to Midgard in order to protect the seed of Yggdrasil, the World Tree. Every time you start a new run, you would want to go out and explore this new world, gather some resources, fight enemies, and return to your village in order to craft better equipment and tools to help you survive. You can also upgrade and fortify your village, because each night, creatures from hell will emerge from the depth to attack your tree. Make it through the night to go back out to raid enemy camps, dwell in caves, take part in events, go on quests, build anywhere, and of course, loot countless items to gain experience and level up your Viking. We now have 8 classes in the game, each with their own abilities, specificities, and playstyle. As you gain experience, you level up to unlock even more skills, which you can then combine with dozens of runes for over-the-top results. But those nightly creatures aren't even your biggest threat. You must get ready and prepare for your biggest challenge, and I mean biggest challenge to date. Every couple of days, a giant will emerge and walk towards your village with the intent of destroying the seed of Yggdrasil. You must stop it and take it down, whatever the cost, otherwise it's game over. You can of course play Tribes of Midgard completely on your own, but we highly recommend that you bring along 9 friends to thrive together. We cannot wait to share more information about this ever-growing epic saga in the weeks to come. In the meantime, you can already pre-order the game right now to earn exclusive items and be among the first to defend Midgard against Ragnarok. Because as they say, Valhalla can wait. Thanks for watching. Sail, sail.
At Gearbox University, it's not all textbooks and calculators. Sometimes we like to kick back and have a little fun. A good sense of humor is of vital importance if you want to succeed in these halls. Here's a list of sensible wisecracks you might hear when you're exploring our campus. Why did the tribe of Midgard cross the road? To get to the O Thor side. Knock knock. Who is there? The commando. The commando who? I don't know. What are you axing me for? Welcome to the Home World Diner. Our special today is the dessert of Carrick. Help! I've God fallen, and I can't get up. Claptrap Tiny Tina and Mad Moxie walk into a bar. Wait, I think Moxie owns the bar, so why would she be walking in? She'd already be there. And is Tiny Tina old enough to drink? Maybe it doesn't matter in space. Also, what's the punchline? And how is Claptrap walking in? I want to say he counts as a unicycle. Okay, we'll work on this before we submit to E3. Gearbox University. Our comedy school is a 2-year degree.
Macros thinks the war is over. After all your promises, but our fight has just begun. Our duty is to carry the burden of war. Or just savor the victory. What fun is death, when death is the end of our fun?
The darkness has breached reality. It is time, my champion.
Know how this is going to end.
Time for your madness to end, brother.
I was never just your brother. I am your god. And after all your promises, you've ripped it.
Greetings everyone, my name is Dick Hayne and I'm the Senior Technical Producer at Counterplay Games. First and foremost, on behalf of everyone at CPG and Gearbox alike, I want to thank you for being part of Godfall's journey up until this point. It's crazy to think that Godfall just launched in November of last year. Our developers have been hard at work ever since. In fact, this past February, we launched the massive Primal update, which included new content such as additional rooms in Tower of Trials, Primal gear, Ascension levels, and much, much more. But I'm excited to announce today that on August 10th, we will be launching Godfall on the PlayStation 4. Not only that, but owning Godfall on the PS4 entitles you to a free PS5 upgrade, and we will support cross-gen play, so PS4 and PS5 users can seamlessly co-op together. And if you've been struggling in the Ascended Tower of Trials, don't worry, we're adding matchmaking. But really, matchmaking and the PS4 edition are just the tip of the iceberg because we are so excited to launch our first ever expansion, which we've entitled Fire and Darkness. Fire and Darkness will take players into the Fire Realm for the first time ever, where they'll be met with new challenges, enemies, bosses, trophies, cosmetics, and so much more. But alongside Fire and Darkness, we're also releasing a free content update, which we're calling the Lightbringer update. The main component of the Lightbringer update is a new endgame loop, which we're calling Lightbringer. In Lightbringer, players will fight off the darkness that threatens Aperion and be rewarded with a new loot type, Cursed Loot. Cursed Loot will challenge the player to complete particular objectives in order to lift the curse and awaken them. Basically, if you thought Primal gear was tough, you ain't seen nothing yet. And then, of course, we want to make fashion the forefront of Godfall, so we have added a huge library of cosmetics to both the Lightbringer update and the expansion alike, all of which can be unlocked by simply completing objectives in the game. Thank you so much for your time today. It is an honor to be speaking here, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your E3.
There's a really unique tone and vibe and feel to Homeworld that hasn't been emulated since. It's not a prequel, it's not a remaster,
It is Homeworld 3. It is the next Homeworld.
We're glad you've chosen Gearbox University for your higher education endeavors. As you engage in your academic pursuits, don't forget to try out our extracurricular activities. Show off your Shutterbug talents in the photography club. Make lasting connections in our chapter houses. Or if you're a boring person, you can always try out for the debate team. We also have sporting events, but try not to party too hard at the homecoming game, or you'll end up looking like this. Be sure to follow us on social media, where you'll occasionally find free shift codes as well as news and announcements about our latest scholastic offerings. Gearbox University, we can shape your future, because thinking for yourself is hard. Now, go buy all our games.
We're back. I hope you guys had an awesome presentation from all the Gearbox games in development and Gearbox publishing products coming. Listen, I'm standing outside Kevin Hart's trailer door. I'm just gonna. You guys want to meet him? I think he wants to meet you guys. Let's see if he opens. Hey Kevin, you got a minute?
Yeah.
Borderlands fans, meet Kevin Hart.
How you guys doing, man? Pretty pumped up right now to meet you guys. Randy, you should tell them actually how big I am in person. It's a great opportunity.
I'm 6'3", and
yeah, they can get a good grasp of how much height I put on for this role right now.
Dude, you are freaking awesome. Like, you don't understand. Like, you're a freaking action hero.
Thank you, man.
This is amazing watching you work.
You know
you're
what?
blowing my mind.
I'm going to say I'll one-up you. I'll say it's amazing for me to have the opportunity to portray the character of Roland, of course, who you're very familiar with, because this is your creation. I think the biggest and best thing is the surprise that you guys are going to be in for. Because you got no idea what I'm doing or how I'm doing or why I'm doing it. You got no idea the level that I came in at. You got no idea how much preparation I decided to put into this particular character in this role. You got no idea. You got no idea. You don't even know what's under this jacket.
OMG! It's metal!
You got no idea. My job is to come in, not only be prepared, but to shock. And I think right now this is what we're doing.
We are doing it. I've seen some pretty, like,
it's intense.
No one's ever seen you like this before.
No, I can honestly say, man, Eli is doing such a phenomenal job. He's directing.
It's also fun to work with him. Like, he's working his ass off. Well, everyone's working their ass off.
Absolutely. You got an amazing cast. Kate, Jamie, Ariana, myself, Flo, our director, Eli, Jack Black. You put an amazing group of people together. So shouts out to you, your team at Gearbox. Shouts out to Lionsgate, for seeing that this is something that could be phenomenal. Shouts out to the world of Pandora knowers. Okay, you guys that know and love this world, I promise you, you're going to be in complete awe when you see how real we have made it become from a place of visual. You're going to believe that you're in this place with us. So
wow, you're making me cry, man.
It's dope, man.
My eyes are welling up.
No,
hey, thank you, man. Hey, I appreciate
you
you taking a minute to introduce yourself to our fans.
No problem. I'm going back in here in the weight room.
I'll see you later.
I got a weight room in here. Just Roland lifts weights in between takes. You'll know why later. Take it easy, man.
Take it easy, Kevin. Thanks, man. Holy crap, you guys. I can't wait for you to see this movie. It won't be long, but we still got a lot of work to do. We're a little bit more than halfway done with production. And but you know what? Back at home at Gearbox, all the great people that created this universe that I'm here representing on behalf of all the talent at Gearbox, we're hard at work making new stuff. So check this out, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers, everybody.
For those of you who've never seen the greatest the world has ever revealed, I'd like to introduce myself. Let's go! I'm out here making them mad, cause I got it. Too good at being too bad, cause I got it. Stop reaching and being sad, cause I got it. I just got it, yeah. I just got it. Let the blood sport begin! I'm out here making them mad, cause I got it. Too good at being too bad, cause I got it. Stop reaching
And the Gearbox presentation is a wrap, and my goodness, I have so many thoughts. Oh, what are you doing? You smiling at the camera?
It's like, well, you get to carry all the weight this time. I get to just look at it and go, hey guys, how you doing? Good to see you.
Carrying the weight, yeah. Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with Tiny Tina.
What a tease!
I know.
What a tease!
I want more.
Oh, come on.
I want more. I want more.
I thought for sure we had already gotten the Tiny Tina trailer. I thought we had a little bit of gameplay, right? And you didn't.
100%.
Obviously, we got to talk to somebody making the game. That's always great. And I like giving devs the spotlight, but I wish we could have seen more and had more. And, you know, we know Wanda Sykes is in the game. We know Will Arnett's in the game. I would have loved to have seen their characters, hear a little bit from it, right? Do something like that.
They're just holding out on us.
I know they are. Well,
but I'm here for it still.
Early 2022, they got plenty of time to do all this, like the drip feed of information as we lead up to it.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the cast though. Will Arnett, oh my God, is the villain Dragon Lord. So I'm like, I mean, can he give Handsome Jack a run for his money? If anyone could, I would say Will Arnett. You know, I just think he's a fantastic actor. And then Andy Samberg is just hilarious. Wanda Sykes is hilarious. And obviously Ashley Birch is back. Butt Stallion is back.
Of course, yes.
So I am really excited about it. It was kind of interesting though, because during that presentation, Randy was talking to a couple producers, and they were just talking about this new movement. We saw comic book movies, everything with Marvel and DC, but maybe we could start seeing some more video game movies. So
yeah, right. That's what we were talking about earlier with Free Guy. Right? Am I allowed to be excited for this movie? I was asking over there, right? And I ask that all the time with every Borderlands announcement, because you have Eli Roth on, right? You have Cate Blanchett, you have Jamie Lee Curtis, you have Janina, and the list goes on. The Black Jack, you know, we at the very end there see Kevin Hart, and it's like, that's a stellar cast. And again, those silhouettes they've shown for us look so spot on to what you'd expect these characters to be, that I do wonder, if this is the one where we turn the corner, similar we're talking about turning the corner with comic book movies, if this will be the one for video games. Even though I know Detective Pikachu, I'm not throwing shade. I'm not throwing Pikachu shade. I'm just saying, in terms of one that's very straight up, like this is what the video game world looks like on the silver screen, is that what it's going to be?
I think it always comes down to story and if they capture the world correctly. But obviously, want to talk about video games a little bit. I know one of the better jokes is I'm Godfallen and I can't get up. I know you were a big fan of Godfall, so.
I wasn't. I wanted to be a big fan of Godfall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what had happened is Godfall dropped and I played a little bit of it and liked it, but I fell off because it was so content light. Blessing on my team actually played a lot of it. He liked it. He's came back recently because of a lot of stuff they talked about there.
Okay.
And that's the thing I think that slid under the radar with Godfall. Is that nobody, and I shouldn't say nobody, but the majority, when you look at Metacritic for Godfall, nobody was like, the gameplay is bad, the gameplay loop is bad. It was just, oh, we need more. And I think what's interesting about Godfall, if you haven't been paying attention to Counterplay games, right, is this idea of they had this giant Primal update. They're about to give you the Lightbringer update, which is free and going to give you a whole new endgame, let alone Fire and Darkness now, which is paid, but is a full-blown expansion with all this different stuff, let alone the free loot items, let alone the new characters, let alone the new weapons. Like, Godfall's an interesting one where it's been building since November in a way that, you know, it came out, and I remember getting, I think, like on IGN a 6 or 6.5, I remember, and that seemed to be the vibe of it, that the gameplay, and what I played of the melee combat is fun, right? It isn't a looter shooter, it's a looter melee combat game, which you don't see as much of, and to see it as gorgeous as it looked on PlayStation 5, now to see it coming to PlayStation 4, now to see it with a free update if you buy it on PlayStation 4, so when you can get a PlayStation 5, you can get it. I think Godfall might honestly be, from the perspective of new information, one of the more interesting ones there, because there's a lot going on.
I mean, we have some of the video up right now, and the game looks absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. I want that sword. I just want all of this. Animation-wise, it is just absolutely gorgeous. But really quickly, you know, we could talk about video games, Borderlands all day, but we're going to have to send it over to Golden Boy and the gang in just a second. But first, we've got some more in the production of the Borderlands movie from CEO Randy Pitchford, who's on location in Budapest, Hungary. So let's see what he got.
I am in Budapest. I am working on a movie. The fact that that I've been there from the very first moments of Borderlands and have executive produced and did a lot of design and development and even storytelling with all of the Borderlands games over the years. I just happen to be the guy that's helping these guys make sure it's an authentic Borderlands movie. And you know, I've loved a lot of the interest that Hollywood's gotten in video game IP, and I love the fact that Hollywood's investing more and more in video game IP. But I will say that, like many people, some of the video game movies have disappointed me, and I'm really just like, it's not my movie, but I'm doing everything I can to make sure that this team of incredible filmmakers, this director, this cast, this unbelievable crew has all the support in the world from us, and has the access to myself and all the members of Gearbox to make sure that the authenticity is there. And we're doing everything that we can to make sure that's the case. I don't want to spoil anything from the movie, but it's just unfreaking believable. It's a blast. I can't believe this is happening.
Welcome back, everyone, as we're here with our media friends. And yeah, we just had the Gearbox presentation. Randy Pitchford there giving some words with a hot take, saying video game movies have disappointed him. Man, spice that Randy Pitchford, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, look, video game movies have traditionally been a tough nut to crack because video games are an active experience.
Right.
Movies are a comparatively passive experience. How do you translate that adequately? But I do think in the last several years, you're seeing movies like the new Tomb Raider, like Pokemon Detective Pikachu, and even like what we're seeing with Free Guy, for example, where hopefully they're going to break through that mold. With a franchise like Borderlands, you have a real opportunity there, but I'm just kind of champing at the bit to actually see the movie. It was cool to see behind the scenes a little bit, but I want to see more beyond just like silhouetted production still. So hopefully we'll get that pretty soon. Please.
Yep. But did you see the cast list, though?
The cast list is awesome.
Andy Samberg, Wanda Sykes, Will Arnett, Ashley Birch, of course. Who else am I missing?
Yeah, I mean, well, that obviously for Tiny Tina, but then on the other side, you got, Kevin Hart, who we saw.
Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Claptrap.
Yeah, and he's very clear that, like, acquiring talent to get them into this, whether it be the game or the movies, not a problem now because people seem to be really, really wanting to get into these video game IPs, obviously.
Yeah, everyone's attracted to Borderlands as an IP. Like, everyone wants to be a part of it. You're a voice actor. You're an actor in general. You're Butt Stallion. You're getting in there somehow.
It's true, which is crazy because that was my nickname back in high school, was Butt Stallion. They called me Alex Butt Stallion Mendez, but then they were like, no, you can't make it in esports with that name. So I changed it to Golden Boy,
Because you got booty meat? You got booty meat, right?
Of course I do. I'm Puerto Rican. So now, here's the deal. We got, and Dan, you said this the best, but Damon, I'm going to start this with you, that there was a lot of teasing of things, but not a lot of seeing of things.
Yeah.
Also, the Homeworld, Homeworld's great. I'm so glad we're going to get to see another RTS game. Like we need more RTS games. Just would have been nice to see it.
At some point, yeah. Wanting to see more is kind of the theme, I think, of Gearbox's presentation. I'm a Pandora knower myself.
Yeah.
But coming out of that, we don't know much more about Tiny Tina's Wonderland than we knew going into it, right? It was announced earlier this week. I was really expecting like a gameplay reveal, especially since it's supposed to be less than a year away.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are all things that I'm excited about. It would have been nice to see them.
Yeah, and Michael, let's save your favorite game, Godfall. I'm just messing around. We were joking. We were talking about Blessing, and Blessing, was a fan of Godfall. Blessing, by the way, should probably be on this couch next year. We got to make it happen, Poppy. But let's talk about Godfall because, these are the types of games that No Man's Sky, for example, is a great example. The game that comes out, and you're like, could have been so much more.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like Godfall might be going down that path of like developing its identity and becoming even better than what it was, or what the developers had hoped for on release.
Yeah, so here's the thing, is like, when a game comes out, it's not always like straight up dead. Games aren't really dead on arrival anymore. They still can, there's life that can be brought into it. You see it all the time, one of my favorite games of all time, Final Fantasy XIV, was a free trial, level 60, critically acclaimed expansion pack, Heavensward, that game is fire now.
It was great.
And then so like I'm not saying that Godfall is going to become this wild thing that everyone comes back to, but you can have a dedicated audience. And I think this is a thing I've noticed when I talk to developers a lot who have ongoing games, is that over the years, they found a dedicated fan base who they've been able to communicate with. Like, what do y'all want? What should we put in this game? This is our vision. Let me share it with y'all, and then y'all can form it to be what y'all want. Because if you're the ones who are here, then we can build from there. So Godfall isn't necessarily this wild multiplayer experience as, say, like something like Fallout 76, which has now a huge fan base.
Very true.
But I mean, you never want to put out a game and then like kill it off. Like we saw that with Battleborn, which you bring up a lot.
Yeah. It broke my heart.
But yeah, and I'm sure that they don't want something like that to happen again.
Yeah, I agree. But that said, though, to put a bow on Gearbox, I do want to say Tribes of Midgard looks awesome. July 27th, that is a game I'm 100% picking up because I was addicted to Valheim, but the combat always left me, a lot to be desired. For that game in particular, that will look extremely fun. But guys, we got more to come here at E3 2021, especially from our friends at GamesBeat, plus a preview of what's to come tomorrow. So make sure you stay with us.
I can't remember the age that I started playing. There was an Atari. I used to steal, for whatever reason, just the cartridges. Not really putting two and two together that I can also play the games, but I love the cartridges, E.T. being one of them. My parents, somewhere in their house, if we rummage around and look for the treasures, I think we would be able to find a coveted, or less coveted, E.T. the extraterrestrial game.
That's the end, so I guess tomorrow will be day 2, so thanks for watching, I guess. Guess that's it. Yeah. We're just gonna start showing other things
Gopher 营地
now.
是中国领先的游戏媒体，创立于2018年，致力于为全世界的中文游
Anyways,
戏
I'm
玩
ending
家
my
提
stream
供
here
专业、
because
精准、
the rest
迅
of
速的
it
资讯情报。
there's nothing else
Gopher
left
营
for
地
day
立
2
足
to
于
day
中
1,
国，
I mean.
与多家国际
I'll be
一流
back
游
day
戏媒体
2.
同行达成正式内容合作关系，
I'm going to
源
post
源
this
不断
on
地将最新鲜
YouTube
的游戏
and
资讯第
other
一时间
things,
带给
so
全球中
thanks for
文游戏玩
watching.
家。自成立以来